Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversations, Little Elephants in the Room. It's your man, Moray DB. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can know when new material is coming out. IG, Elephant Man _podcast, Facebook / Elephant Man Podcast, and YouTube, hit the Paleo Hebrew at the top right or bottom to subscribe. Blessings, blessings, blessings to everybody. I had to keep my time. That's one thing we need to do in this hour is keep consistency. We need it. We need to keep persistent and consistent. Woke Baby says subscribe. All right. Blessings to y'all. You know what? I'm gonna take this icon off today. I'm at a special location. Boom! What's going on, everybody? Blessings to y'all. Like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. We come on every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central, Yatarian Spell Life. And I was 621, but I want to still be able to come on out here and see what's going on. Blessings to everybody. Blessings to everybody. We just chilling this week. We just thank the Most High for all that He's doing. If you haven't seen the show, Stepping Stones to Home, I think you need to check it out. Stepping Stones to Home. You know, Brother Artura and his wife from Tanzania. They was from Georgia, and they relocated to Tanzania. And they was telling us the ups and downs and the different things that they had going on over there in Tanzania. And they're doing a blessed and powerful work over there. It was a school over there that had a a problem with water, right? They didn't have no running water so they could drink or go to the restroom. And so, long story short, they did a well project, and they drilled a well over there, and it's very, very blessed project. And we want to make sure we support them, right? We spend a lot of money on a lot of different things, and you're a grown man and a grown woman watching. I can't tell you what to do with your money. However, Bible says, give and it shall be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, run it over. Shall men give into your bosom. So He will provide, He will cause other men to give to your project and the things that you got going on when you give to the things that He got going on. And so in the upcoming weeks, we're going to try to get some commitments or whatever. They have a cash app, and it is tax deductible. $5 a month. $5 a month. If you get paid every 2 weeks, that's $250 a check. So we're trying to get 1,000 people on board for this blessed project to do $5 a month. That'll be $5,000 a month for the project. It's not a lofty project. It's not a big goal. It's not a, big project. If you want to give more, praise the Most High. But we want to be able to give $5 a month. 1,000 people to give $5 a month. That'll be $5,000 a month. And believe it or not, the whole well project, they told me it only was like 3,500 or 3,000 and some change or something. I was like, what? For the drill to come out and the man to come out and drill in the ground and find water. So that's that's a blessing. We take for granted. We got running water. We might not like tap water. We can drink bottled water. It's at every gas station. It's sold everywhere, right? So we can take those little things for granted. With somebody else going to school, they say this is a big school, right? Sometimes the classes is up to 300 people. I'm sorry, 100 and some people per classroom, not 300, but 1,300 in the whole school. The school was massive. So hopefully we'll be able to get some different things going on with them over there. We're blessed to be a blessing. I didn't come on here today to beg, but that's what was on my heart. So if you haven't checked it out, the Stepping Stones at Home, Tanzania, Africa, go ahead and check it out. Miss y'all, man. It's good to see y'all. Whether you live or you come into the recording, the replay is fine. We got a lot of stuff going on. Beautiful summer. But you're doing that AgrowCulture, right? They always say do it for the culture. We're doing it for AgrowCulture to teach our kids how to grow fresh fruits and vegetables and different things like that. This is the class. Some of the students that was in the class that we had, and they was learning jump junior urban master producers to show them how to grow fresh fruits and vegetables. Then they had an internship to go from theory to practice. And yeah, it was a tomato plant right here, right? Little tomato on there. Got to get some tomato food. I don't know if shouldn't be putting their brand on there, but tomato food and feeding them, feeding the plants or whatever. Got some collard green seedlings going on right here. I don't know if y'all can see that. So we can get some collard greens before the first frost. But anyway, blessings to everybody. I decided to just come on here real quick because I wanted to be consistent. Consistency is key. We have to be consistent. I said I was going to come on 6 o'clock on Saturday, on Sundays, and I want to make sure I, be consistent. Be a man of my word, and hopefully you can be a man or a woman of your word when you say what you mean and mean what you say. All right. So blessings to all of you guys. I just another thing too. It was very interesting at a service service I was at. It was talking about famine in the land. I mean, of course, we know there's a famine in the land for the word of the Most High. Yeah. But when we don't know His ways or know Him, then we're left to our own devices. We are left to what media tells us. We are left to what society tells us, and you can be wrong as two left shoes. So the faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of Yah. So the more we around the word, the more we meditate on the word day and night, the more that we can ingest it and then get the revelation from it and then live it out, hopefully. As I say hopefully, because you can hear a lot of word. A lot of people hear a lot of word and they're not trying to live it out. So even the stuff that you hear, you struggle in, do what I do. I say, Abba Yah, help me. Help my unbelief. I believe, help my unbelief. Help me in the areas that I supposed to be doing better in, but I'm not. So you just come to him like that, and he will meet you where you are. For sure, for real. All right, so we just thanking the Most High for everything that He's doing out here, and I'm gonna read a little bit of something, and we're gonna get off of here. All right, but back to my point. See, I jumped off the point. There, I'm gonna put it like this because I don't want folks to be thinking conspiracy theory and stuff. If we have a problem trusting certain entities with our drugs, our medical, we might have some problems trusting them with our food too, right? And they pass a certain bill, pass certain things as far as food. So some of the meat that we get is not going to be real meat, not going to be 100% pure beef. It's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff in it. And so I hope you would think that they deal with integrity and put the labels on the food so we can make a choice to say, yes, I want it. No, I don't want it. But I don't want them to slap 100% beef, for those who eat beef, on a product, or 100% chicken and it's a lab grown chicken. And, you don't know the side effects on the things that they use to grow these different chickens in petri dishes and labs and stuff like that. So we want to be we want to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. Basically, pretty much grow our own stuff, man. Got to have self autonomy. I heard they're going to start putting different restrictions on growing. Can you believe that? That's not far fetched. Different restriction on you growing in your own backyard, you growing in on your own land, right? Some different restrictions and different things like that. The tax, you growing, right? Trying to funnel everybody into one area, right? So you say, oh man, it's a food shortage. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm not even full time in what I'm doing as far as growing, like I would like to. Like if I had acres, right, and the time and the equipment and the people, we can feed communities. The little plot of land that I'm growing on, we can feed. I'm looking at the bell peppers right now, like it's no food shortage, right? It's no food shortage at all. We can't don't believe the hype, don't believe everything you hear. You just got to get out there, coordinate, organize, pray to the Most High, and let Him put you with like-minded people and get it done. You know what I mean? And the whole thing, we learned the whole thing, the post-harvest. The post-harvest is what do you do after your fruits and or vegetables is ripe, what do you do? Where do you take it? Um, some stuff need to come directly out of the sun. Some stuff got to go right into the refrigerator. Some stuff got to go right in the freezer. Some stuff can stay on the tabletop, you know, you know, once you cut it, right? So, or harvest it. So we learning all of that, man. We gonna be learning all of that. Leave a subscription in the chat if you're interested in something like that. You don't have to be in our area. Let's see who this is. Ah, blessings, shalom, shalom, blessings to you. We got to definitely get you on the show. We got to definitely get you on the show. Blessings, blessings. We don't have to. What was I saying? You don't have to be in the area to learn how to grow and stuff, right? Those who live in the southern states, believe it or not, you guys are at a more of advantage than those who live in the colder uh, states. The Georgias, the Floridas, the Carolinas, the Alabamas. You guys got a longer growing season, which means you can get uh, longer growing things like squash and collard greens and mustard greens and different things like that. You got a longer growing season, and then also you can take some of that stuff into the greenhouse and have even a longer growing season. Because by the time snow hit down there, if it hit down there, you've been to had uh, multiple harvests with succession planting. That's what it's called. It's called succession planting. You plant things in the order in a row. So you'll plant one thing week one. By the time it's week 3 for that, you plant week 1 for another one, and then you'll harvest one, and then that'll be so it's in succession. It's in succession. So you keep getting a continual harvest instead of one harvest. I had made that mistake before of just throwing all the seeds out there, having one big old harvest in the end of July, But succession planting, you'll be able to plant um, and get a continual plant until the first frost comes. All right. I don't know how I got into that, why I got into that. I'm going to read a little bit, and then we're going to get out of here. But we do got to be autonomous, right? We don't have to wait for an entity who don't have our best interests in mind all the time to wait to tell us what to do and put a bunch of fear tactics out. Because this is a little break, and they say, oh, C-19 was so terrible. C-19, this, that, and the other. They working on something else. They working on something else, trust me, when I tell you. I know that sounds crazy, but the bodies and souls of men is with the wicked serpent seed is the bodies and souls of men. As crazy as that sounds, the bodies and souls of men being controlled, they have a God complex, right? They want to be the Most High. They want to be like the Most High, right? So we got to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, and know who we are and know whose we are in Yahushua, right? So I'm going to get this little scripture right here, Psalms, and we're going to get about the chair. If you got anything to say, you can say it. I want to make sure I'm coming on the regular. Like I said, be a man of my word, right? And continue to push out content. Praise Yahushua. Okay. Psalm 10. Why standest thou far off, O Most High? Why hidest thyself in times of trouble? The wicked in his pride do persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the devices that they have imagined. It said, let them be taken in the devices they have imagined, right? For the wicked boasts in his heart, desired to bless and to covet whom the Most High abhorred. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yah. Yah is not in his thoughts. Let me highlight that. I got my highlighter right here, man. Come on, man. Getting hype out here. Hold on. This is Psalm 10. I'm reading Psalms 10, verse 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yah. Yah is not in his thoughts, right? So he has a Yah complex. He wants to be the Most High, right? He's teaming up with Hasatan and wants to rule and reign and pretty much oppress, It's not really a ruling and a reigning, right? It's not a righteous rule, a righteous reign. It's an oppression that he wants to have the bodies and souls of men. So that's why it was such a work to take out the quote unquote middle class. So it's nothing but the rich upper class and then everybody else, depending on the rich upper class. All right, verse 5. His ways are always grievous. The judgments are far above out of his sight. And as for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. He have said in his heart, I shall not be moved. I shall not be in adversity. So the wicked is like, I shall not be moved. I shall not be in adversity. Like I'm untouchable. Like can't nobody touch me, right? I got a nuke. I got tanks. I got AR-15s. I got the money. I own the banks. I own everything. I can't be moved. But his mouth was full of curse. Verse 7, Psalms 10, verse 7. His mouth was full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. He sitteth in the lurking places, in the villages, in the secret places do he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den, and he lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. He crouch and humble himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones. He said in his heart, Yah hath forgotten, he has hidden his face, he will never see it. So the pride and the arrogance of the wicked, the serpent seed, the Hasatan team said, yo, I'm not going to be seen. I'm going to do wicked things. I'm going to do evil things, and I will not be seen. How outlandish. We're going to use that word. How outlandish is that? How outlandish is that? The Tia Israel. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Jacksonville planning this evening. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'm about to get you and Malaka Bet on. Did I say that right? Malaka Bet on, because I seen her planning some things too. We definitely going to get y'all on. We're going to have a panel, right? Yeah, absolutely right. Abaya laughs at them. You're absolutely right on that. Abaya definitely laughs at them. Verse 12. Arise, O Yah, lift up thy hand, forget not the humble. Forget not the humble. It says, forget not the humble. All these little pop-ups coming on the side. Forget not the humble. Therefore, doeth the wicked contemn God. He hath said in his heart, well, thou wilt not require it. Thou hast seen it, but thou beholdest mischief and spite to require it with the hand. The poor committeth himself unto thee, and thou art a helper to the fatherless. Break the arm of the wicked, and the evil man seek out his wickedness until thou found none. Verse 16. The Most High is king forever and ever, and the heathen are perished out of the land. Wow. The Most High is king forever and ever, and the wicked shall perish out of the land. Wow. Let me highlight that. The Most High is king forever and ever. Psalms 10, verse 16, and the wicked shall perish out of the land. The Most High, thou hast heard the desire of the humble. Thou wilt prepare their heart, and will cause thy ear to hear. So he will basically, the Most High will hear the humble, to judge the fatherless and the oppressed, and the man of the earth may may no more be oppressed. So basically, you're not no more oppression. Abiyah said, "Beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in good health, even as your soul prosper." Right? He has an expected end, as it says in Jeremiah 29:11. There's a hope. There's an expected end. There's a purpose. There's a cause that the Most High has for you. Right? And everybody who say they for the Most High, and everybody that say they are for you, are not for you and not for the Most High. Right? And everybody on the team of the wicked, a lot of times they are blinded. They might not know that Um, they think they're doing well. They're driving good, eating good, flying good, right? Go have these little secret meetings like the Most High ain't there. The Most High is everywhere, right? He is in those meetings. So it's like he's in yesterday, today, and in the future at the same time. We're the ones that's bound by the constraints of time. We're in Chronos time, right? He's in Kairos. He's time outside of time. So he's not constrained by time like we are. That's why nothing happens without his hand or permission. That's why he is not thrown off. He is not thrown off guard by the things that are done, right? You know, sometimes you might hear one of them M80 firecrackers or something, go boom. You'd be like, oh, yeah, I didn't know that was coming. They don't throw the Most High off. None throws him off. He knows that the second is an hour and a minute it's gonna happen. So it doesn't throw him off at all. So the enemy is sitting and really trying to plot against the things of the Most High, really trying to be like the Most High instead of submitting to the will of the Most High, right? Genesis 1 and 26, 27 said, we are made in the image and likeness. We the Imago Dei. We are made in the image and likeness of the Most High Yah, right? So we don't usurp his authority, right? We submit to his will, submit to his authority, right? Even Yahushua, when he was in the garden, it's like, Abba Yah, if it be thy will, let this cup pass from me. Then he said, yo, nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. He came down, he led by example. He showed us how it was done. Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. And once we say that, we are tracking and we are in good shape once we do that. Okay. But the wicked, they bent. The pride blinds you. Like even after the millennial reign, after Hasatan is bound for 1,000 years and he's let out, and he's going to gather those who have not submitted to the will of the Most High Yah. It's like, yo, we could take the hill. We got another shot at it, even to the end. Like you still trying to take it. You know what I mean? That's crazy. And then it said fire will come down and destroy them all. Right? We ain't playing no more games. We ain't gonna be no. So anyway, he said Abba Yah resist the proud, but he gives grace to the humble. I believe grace is a revelation. Grace is a revelation of your posture, who you are, who I am, who we are, right? And who he is. Right? That grace gives you, and even when you stumble, fall, and mess up, if you're humble about it, that's what scripture say what? David was a man after Yah's own heart. All of that crazy stuff he did and experienced or whatever, he was a man after Yah's own heart, right? He was a man after Yah's heart. He was out there. He had no audience. It was just him and the sheep. Killed the black bears, killed the lions, killed all of these different animals and predators that was trying to get the sheep, right? He didn't get no pat on the back. He didn't get no reward. He didn't get none of that, right? He was even invited to his own inauguration late. He wasn't even be invited. If you think about that story when Jesse and his sons, and we talked about this, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, and we're gonna get off. When Jesse and his sons, when Samuel came and it said, Abba Yah said, "There's the next king is coming from your house," and so he brought all his sons out. They probably all looked like little princes and kings. Probably looked all strong and, yeah, bring all them in there, but all the sons in. It said the oil did not pour out of the horn that Samuel had. It said the oil did not pour. And it's like, okay, Abba Yah said it's from your house. The oil is not anointing and pouring out on none of your sons. Do you have another son? Yeah, we got one, David. Well, go get him then. Because I know the Most High said it's from your house. And, Jesse assumed, like, it ain't, if we know it ain't David, I'm going to go get all my other sons, right? He the one that's tended with the sheep was the black sheep, the outcast. He was the black sheep of the family, overlooked. Now, this, in hindsight, even if one of the other brothers was anointed, they didn't even invite David to the thing. They didn't even invite David to the I want to say inauguration or the anointing of the next king. They didn't even invite him. That's crazy. Like you didn't even come and get me so I can get cleaned up. That's how much of rejection the black sheep David was of the family, right? But they say somebody's, I'm done with Saul. I'm going after somebody after my own heart, and he's obscure. He's hidden, right? His character is being formed out there with him and the sheep. Don't nobody know about him. It might be nobody know about you. Don't nobody know about you. You listening to this, overlooked, right? And then Abiyah's hide you in a place of obscurity, and he's gonna reveal and open it up when it's time. He know whose he is, right? Even Elijah, like, yo, I'm the last prophet. Abiyah, like, man, I got 7,000 out here. I got 7,000 that ain't bowed my knee. They hidden. You don't see them. And I know it's lonely because you're not fellowshipping with them. But trust and believe you're not the only one. I got 7,000 who haven't bowed my knee to you. So anyway, I said all that to say, man looks on the outward appearance, Abiyah looks on the heart. And David was not even invited to his own inauguration ceremony thing. So he didn't get a chance to get cleaned up because they went right away and they went and got him, right? He probably smelled like sheep, probably all dirty, clothes all ripped up, everybody looking all fresh. And then what happens? Samuel pours the oil. Samuel put it over his head. Oil flows. This is the next king. This is the next king. I know his brothers had to be like, wow. His brother, if the father didn't think that he would be one, the brothers still, they was in shock. Like, I can't believe it. Probably was a little jealousy every. Keep it real, right? But that changed the whole trajectory of the nation of Israel, him being king. And then he didn't go right to the throne. We know how the story went, right? He went through a lot of different things before he actually took the throne. Not darts, javelins thrown at him by Saul and the whole nine, right? The whole nine before he even took the throne. He still had more. So being out there with the sheep was preparation. Then it was appointing. Now he know who he is. Then he had to go through some more stuff before he even sat on the throne. As long as he was staying and fighting, he was cool, right? But then we know the whole story after that. You know how he put down his sword and quit working, and we know what happened after that. But I'm saying it was two preparations for him. Abiyah prepared him in an obscure place, in a place where nobody knows him. He's the black sheep. The spirit of rejection is real. Like, even, and I want to get deep with this one, but like, if you were, let's say for instance, your parents wanted to abort you or something, and they didn't go through with it, right? That rejection, you feel that rejection. You know about that rejection, right? Even if they don't tell you right out, you just come out the womb with this rejection. You're like, man, you don't even know why you got dealing with this rejection, this low self-esteem, this different things like that because of those different things. I'm pretty sure David dealt with insecurity and rejection, being the black sheep. But he didn't do it as the men because it was onto the Most High Yah. It was continue on to the Most High Yah. But anyway, let me see what the comments saying real quick. Ophies in the building. Praise Yahusha. Praise Yahusha. Let's see. Oh, you on point. So glad I subscribed. I will watch the playback. Y'all willing, but I'm getting ready for the night. Oh, blessings. Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Yeah. Blessings to you. You love Yah. Salama Yasharal. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Yeah, I want to be consistent. That's what the Most High was dealing with me with, was being consistent. I said I carved out a time, 6 p.m. Central, and Yah Terry Spare Life, it's gonna be 6 p.m. Central. Now, if I know ahead of time I'm not gonna make it, I'm gonna do a pre-recorded, but I'm gonna most definitely do that. So we're gonna be having different things on here. We're gonna have panel discussions. We're gonna have different things to show our people about how to grow. fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm not an expert. I'm just immersed in it because I love it, right? And it going back to like 6 years ago, and I was at a man's advancement. They said it's not a man's retreat. They call it a man's advancement because we ain't retreat nowhere. So they call it a man's advancement. And man, it's powerful. I used to go every year. So we went there, and I'm there, and the Abba Yahuwah is showing me a food truck. I'm like, man, I got all these business ideas, like a food truck. I guess I could whip something up, but by the time you get $25,000 for a truck and all this, but he wasn't talking about that. He was just talking. He was down the line. He was just, make a long story short, he was talking about growing food because there's going to be a famine and different things like this. We got to know where our food comes from, right? Some of the stuff we could grow on our own, right? The food prices is going up. And more, man, some stuff that was $1, then it's $1.25, then it's $1.69, now it's $2. Within a 2-month period of something that I bought for $1 is now $2.19. Like, whoa, them joints is going up. So anyway, he was like showing us, it's gonna be a famine, and we have to start preparing and growing our own fruits and vegetables, right? And we can do it. It's easier. It's not as hard as we make it out to be, right? But we need to do that. We need to invest our money in that. Seeds don't cost nothing, right? If you was to go get 3 zucchini, well, in my area, I'm in Northwest Indiana, Chocolate City by Gary, Michael Jackson, and all that, but not that far from Chicago. If you was to get 3 zucchini, I priced it at $2.99 or $3.99 for all 3. That's what it was. $3.99 for all 3. I'll come back here in my backyard, and I already picked some already, right? I picked it. It was less than $1 to pick 3 fresh zucchini. I know where it comes from. I'm not certified organic, but I do organic practices, meaning I try not to do a lot of pesticides and different things like that. Everybody grow different, but I try to, because we got beneficial insects like bees and different things like that, ladybugs that you don't want them to die. You know what I mean? But I digress. So it's fresh. You know where it comes from. The collard greens taste different. Squash tastes different. The beans taste different. The bell pepper, it just tastes different. Even when you get local eggs, right? They taste different. They fluffy if you eat eggs, So it's just amazing. Let's see what Tita Israel's saying right here. I'm the only child and found out my mother never wanted children. That hurts. But I do want to say, yep. That's crazy. That rejection thing, man. That rejection thing is crazy, man. You don't never know that it affects you. But one thing that I don't understand. Well, I don't understand, but this is amazing. The character of David, even though he fell later, but the whole thing was like, man, you're the next one to be king. And the people were like, man, you can just kill Saul, this, that, and other. He felt upset because he cut a corner of Saul's garment. Like, I could have took his head. He felt he was repentant that he was showing honor to the end. And everybody around him like, yo, man, why don't you just disrespect, dishonor Saul? He wouldn't do it because he still was on the throne. Even though Abba Yah, the spirit had left, he's still in position. The spirit had left, right? He's no longer connected. Ichabod, right? The spirit of the Most High departed. But he didn't dishonor Saul. He didn't try to cut corners, even though he felt bad when he did cut that one corner of his garment, right? And so he wasn't on that. He wasn't on that. He was like, to the end. He honored the Most High, who Most High chose. Really, that the Most High didn't choose Saul, to be honest. The people chose him because the Most High was Israel's king. They looked out and they seen other people that had king. We want to be like the other nations. We want a king. We want a physical king. It's like, I am your physical king, and I am your king. You might not can't see me, but you're the nation that's going to lead all other nations by example. Oh no, we want a physical king, and Saul probably looked like a king, and he would start off good, but then his disobedience, Abiyah after a while was like, no, I'm straight. I got somebody after my own heart that I'm grooming. I rejected Saul. I'm straight on him. Aruka at the well, shalom. What's going on? Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Yeah, yeah. David did stay true to the end. So Aruka, we going in and out with the story of David and gardening and growing and different things like that. But we were just talking about that spirit of rejection. How it's David was as crazy that he tended to the sheep, but he was a black sheep. Um, and but his character stayed intact all the way till he got to the throne. Then that song came. See, that song came like Saul killed 1,000, David his 10,000, and he heard that soundtrack and was like, "Yeah, I'm that dude. I'm David." And then he's like, "You know what? I killed 10,000. I'm gonna chill out on this roof. I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna chill on out." Looked over the balcony and seen Bathsheba, and you know the story, you know. So, but that rejection, that spirit of rejection, you know what I mean? And it's crazy too. Going back to his brothers, um, it was 7 brothers. His 7 brothers, they got rejected by the Most High publicly, right? And David was promoted by the Most High publicly. If you think about it, Samuel standing there with the uh, with the oil, and the oil don't pour on your head. Like, no, it ain't him. Next, it ain't him. Next, it came. I poured out on David. They was probably in shock. Like, God, David, little David finna be the next king. So they was rejected publicly, but they probably the crazy thing is if Abiyah said it's somebody, I'm gonna get somebody after my own heart. Um, the Most High was on David's heart, even when he was out with the sheep, over being overlooked. But the other brothers, they probably had a form of godliness, but denied the part of, meaning Abiyah wasn't on their heart. Because the reason I say that, because if Abiyah was on their heart, the oil would have poured out from Samuel. It didn't pour out from them. Abiyah said specifically in the scripture, I'm as a man after my own heart. So he said it's a man after my own heart. That's who I'm anointed as next king of Yisrael. So that was crazy, man. And I'm pretty sure they probably was pretty jealous and stuff. Like, yo, man, this dude, how he the king? You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing how that whole thing went out, how that whole thing go out, man. That spirit of rejection is real, man. And I think that's the reason why Israel today look for so much validation from the dominant society, right? To say that we made it, that we are somebody. You know what I mean? And not necessarily, not necessarily. You don't need. You should be comfortable with the skin you're in. You should know who you are. You should know whose you are. And you shouldn't have to get validation. That's the word. You shouldn't have to get validation from the dominant society in order to know who you are, right? You shouldn't have to get validation from things, from other people. If the Most High said, "Yo, you're the apple of my eye," that's it, right? But to be the byword and the condescending attitudes and the illegal searches and the whole thing that we deal with, man, as a people. um you can't love your oppressor. Being That's abusive. People stay in abusive relationships. Like, yo, why don't you just get out? It's easier said than done because it's a stronghold there. She got the black eyes, the nose bloody, and all. And it's easier for us on the outside. And I don't know where I'm going here to say, yo, you need to get out of that. That's toxic. Yo, you should get out of that relationship. But it's fear, it's low self-esteem, it's the rejection, and the whole time, ain't nobody else gonna want you, and all this different stuff. You ugly, and just whatever to try to get you to stay put and stay bound by the oppression of the oppressor. Man, that's some heavy stuff. But anyway, the oppression, that rejection is real. So we got to cast our cares upon him. And then he was even rejected. Yahushua himself was rejected. He was rejected by his own people. He was rejected by Yasharal. He said he came to his own received him not. He was rejected by us, y'all. He was rejected by Yasharal. We esteem Pharaoh, Caesar, Nebuchadnezzar. Over the years, we esteem everything over higher than over him. So he dealt with it, but he showed us how to deal with it. He didn't call different legions. Yeah, absolutely. Aruka, he was straight rejected by the Father for a moment because he put the sins of the world on him. He turned his head, and that's why he said, "Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, my Abba Yah, why are you forsaking me? I feel forsaken." You know what I mean? He already said, "Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. Let this cup pass from let this cup pass from me, but nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done." Dumped the whole sins of the world on him. Turned his head for a quick second. He endured it. He bared it. You know what I mean? And then Abba Yahuwah, what? Yeah, you said you're right, for a short moment. It probably seemed like a long time to him. But then guess what it said? But now, basically like this. If I don't die, you can't live. That's what Yahushua was saying. Basically, if I don't die, you can't live. Pretty much. So I have to die so you can live. People don't, that's wow. You know what I'm saying? He had to die so we can live. And then the Yahuwah's approval, it said the veil ripped, the veil to the holies of holies ripped from top to bottom, because only the high priest can go into the holies of holies, right? They had the priests and they had high priests, inner court, outer court, holies of holies. Only the high priest can go into the holies of holies once a year to atone. They had to do different things. And then they happy, especially if the priest didn't die, they had to pull them out. Yay, okay, our sins are atoned one more year. And then after a couple of months, you kind of be like, yo, is it well with you, Abba? You got to go through the whole process again, waiting up until the time of having that festival again, that feast again. But once he died, he said it's finished, the veil rent from top to bottom, meaning that Yahuwah ripped that veil. He tore it. Now that basically means what? We can enter into holies of holies. As it says in Hebrews, we can boldly become before the throne of grace because of the finished work of Yahushua. So we don't know the power of the blood of Yahushua. We got to know the power of the blood of Yahushua, the power in the finished work. We got to know the promises. We got to know the covenant. The enemy, John 10:10 said, the enemy come, Hashatan come to steal, kill, and destroy. Yahushua say, I come that you may have life and that more abundantly. Not in the great by and by, but here and right now. Right? We've been told the great by and by the slave owner, like, I'm blessed now, you get blessed later when you die. And so that's why we always looking for the Shemayim, instead of living here, the life more abundantly here. But I digress, because that's a whole other different show. But he was able to relate to our afflictions. Exactly. And that's the point I'm getting at, Aruka. That he was able to relate. That's why he said, look, I'm with you. I'm tracking with you, right? I ain't leaving you alone. I ain't leaving you alone. I'm with you. I've been there, done that. I understand your frame. I was in human form. I understand. I led by example, right? I didn't say figure it out. I didn't say jump in the pool and don't get wet. That's what I used to think when he was the commandments and all that. It's like, yo, you want me to jump in the pool and don't get wet? If I get wet, your command is for me to jump in the pool and don't get wet. And if I get wet, I'm in trouble. That's how I used to look at it when I was little. Straight up. Like, wow, this is possible. This can't be done. So I just want to jump in the pool. Okay, well, you breaking my commandments, not jump in the pool. Okay, I'm going to jump in the pool. All right, you jump in the pool, but not get wet. This is how I thought. I didn't understand. I didn't understand the finished work of Yahushua. I didn't understand that part. But as I grew up and I matured, faith to faith, glory to glory, he started explaining different things. And I'm telling you today, don't give up, don't quit. A lot of people give up, quit. Man, this is way too hard. Man, he said, come learn of me. It's way harder to not be with me. See, my yoke is easy, my burden is light. Come learn of me. Come and learn of me, right? My yoke is easy, my burden is light, right? It's harder to try to navigate the system in this world without Yahushua than with him, right? Then you left to wanting the acceptance of the oppressor who hates your guts, hates you. Hasatan hates you. He wants to steal, kill, destroy. He wants to take your identity, not just your identity. He wants to take everything and just leave you laying out there leaking, right? But why do we go back to these abusive relationships, physically, mentally, and spiritually? Why? Because of rejection, because of low self-esteem, because of the different things that we deal with. That's the reason why we accept these different things. We don't have to. We really don't have to, right? We want to be liked. We want to be accepted. So we take anything anybody give us. No. Well, you being proud. Nah, you ain't turned the other cheek. Nah, both cheeks got turned and both cheeks got burned. Straight up. And it's not about revenge, but I'm fearfully and wonderfully made in the image of Yah, accepted by Yah. And he said, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm. Touch even don't touch none of mine. Don't touch mine. Those who are called by my name, don't mess with them. And so it's a lot of trauma in closing, a lot of drama, a lot of rejection, a lot that needs to be dealt with. If you think about that 1865, and they're like, all right, you free, right? Do I get my 40 acres of mules and $100? Nope, you ain't getting nothing. Get on up out of here. Dang, where am I go? Figure it out. Now I'm not under the protection, quote unquote, protection of the quote unquote mass, because the reason a lot of them stayed alive so they can do the land, be a slave. But now you ain't. It's just why you free. No, it's open season on your tail. That's when the KKK and all them different things came up. Open season. Ain't nothing to protect you. You ain't property no more. Run up on you, run across on your lawn, run up in your house, go in your drawers. Oh, okay. What's mine is mine. What's yours is mine. Who you gonna tell? I'm gonna call the police. I'm right here under this hood. And right what you said, you love Yah, sharecropping. 40 acres of mules and $100. I always say this. We was the workforce, so they couldn't give us 40 acres, mules, and $100 because if we work for ourselves, we're not gonna work for you. We become your competition. White supremacy doesn't work, and you're wiped out. So what we're gonna do is we'll keep the land. We let you work for us for this much. They won't even, because a lot of them couldn't read, so they won't even get paid exactly what the commitment was. If they say, yo, I'll give you $200, equivalent to $200. Then when the time to come, slide you a 50. It's like when you're having foreign money, you don't even know what's what, and somebody can take advantage of you in another country. Like, oh, you give me those two purple ones and that red one. You don't even pay them. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the value and all that. You don't get your whole money. It is what it is. Who you gonna tell? Police? I'm the police. Couldn't read English. Exactly. I'm the judge, jury, execution. Where you gonna go? So to even be kept through the black codes and the Jim Crow, but I said all that about the rejection, and I said all that about that rejection and wanting acceptance. So you try to get acceptance by the dominant society. You deal with low self-esteem, and it was programmed. And even when you go in the classroom, what you learn about? Slave. You're just slave. You're just slave. Another slave movie and another one. How many slave movies has been out? They waited before at the roots, they stopped. But then, man, within the last 12 years of slaves, and Will Smith did his thing, and in order for him to get back into graces, he had to do a emancipation slave movie. All these old slave movies, a whole bunch of slave movies. Why? Let's make a king movie, or I'll do the king movie. Okay, whatever. I can cast a couch for a slave, but I can't cast a couch to be Yahusha in a movie. You got your chosen. Pink as a mug and chosen, but anyway, I ain't gonna get on that. Anyway, it is what it is. It's your script. You can put anybody on the cast of couch you want, you know, but then turn around and get upset because Little Mermaid is black underwater. It's just okay, whatever. No, Ruka, you starting stuff. I that's I say, this was supposed to be a good show, and that's but I'm just saying, the whole series. Oh, it don't matter. Okay, that's that abuse. That's that gaslight. That's the manipulation, right? It's gonna affect you too because you are buying into you inheriting lies. If you love Yahusha, you love the King, you love His kingdom. It's time to come to the hard grips of reality. Don't pay people on your staff to keep telling you lies, right? It's gonna come to a halt, and the truth gonna stand, and the lies gonna be done. I did say it, I thought I was talking. I just oh snap! I said pink in the mud, but I'm just saying they just changed it up. So that rejection in closing, my third close, is real. So we need the Most High to cleanse us, to wash us, to love us. He always accepted us. He said, "You are my beloved," right? We got to believe it. Do you believe that? When you look out on the TV, you look out on the racial profiling, you look out on, I mean, it's just a lot. You look out and you'll be like, man, everybody's getting, reparations and stuff, and it's like, no, not you. You don't, we give you a ice cream on Juneteenth. Like ice cream on Juneteenth, yeah, that's your reparations. Dang, it ain't even a name brand ice cream. This is a Walmart brand ice cream. I'm just like, this is crazy. That's what we get. They got the Asian hate bill immediately, right? The doggone what's the name of the Ukraine people, right? Man, take them in as refugees or whatever. And then us is like, so those still forms of rejection. We want to be accepted by the dominant society. That's why we choose how we choose. You can love who you want to love. You know what I'm talking about. But I'm just saying, want to be accepted by the dominant society. But when you say, yo, instead of me trying to bring something to the table, the Most High gave me the knowledge to build my own table. Not that I want to be separate, but I build my own table. So if I need to, I can bring something to your table. But if you don't invite me to your table, I can still be sustained. I can still sustain. If you don't accept me, you don't invite me to your table, I can still be sustained. Straight up and down. I would take separate for 5. No. We got to go back to the dominant society and will and deal, but we just need to have our own thing. I always get an example too in closing, the fourth close. See, y'all, I'm trying to get off. But about like if you have a hoop game, right? You got a basketball game, right? You got the court, you got the ball, you got the 10, you got the 5-on-5. Somebody owns the court, somebody owns the ball. All of a sudden, they take the ball and they say you got to get off my property. The game is over. Like you're done. Like the game is over for you. That's somebody else controls when you play the game. But if you got your own ball, your own court, I play when I want to play. Right? How I want. I put some. Might have me a night league. I might put some lights up. But if you own the ball and you own the courts as a dominant society, I'm subjected to you. If you own the jobs, if you own the food, I'm subjected to you if I eat or not. Bow down if you want to eat. No, I'm gonna go grow my own stuff. You're not being subjective, submissive. We love it. Oh, we want everybody to submit. I feel it. Oh, Yahusha submitted. We need to, yeah, I feel you. You submit too. If we on the same team, same Torah, same book, we both submit. Right? You want me to forgive you? You forgive Hitler. You forgive Hitler and everybody who did you wrong. You want me to forgive Leopold, but you don't want to forget. You don't want to never forget about Hitler. Never forget 9/11. That you and it was an inside job. We're not playing games out here. The awakening is not just awakening that who we are as a people, awakening to who he is, awakening to truth, awakening to the lies, awakening to all of that. So autonomy, I love Dr. Ron Shields. He always talk about autonomy. We got to have autonomy. We got to have our own ball. We got to have our own court. Now, if you say, yo, man, I'm going to bring you to the table. We're going to work out a deal. Bet. If it's a good deal, not a bogus deal, let's do it. But if the deal bogus, if I walk away from the table, I got my integrity intact and I'm still rolling. I'm still flowing. You don't stop my flow, if I should say it like that. You're not stopping my flow. And that's too long. We waiting for the next preacher, the next Democrat, right? The next man to go give me a job. You know what I mean? And I'm not against jobs. I'm not against working. I'm not against going to college or none of that. But we at the mercy of somebody else, right? I don't like you. Snatch your scholarship. Dang. Cause what? How many? Do you know how many people lost scholarships? Just you was a bad boy this week. Scholarship gone. Wait a minute. That's too much power. Anyway, all right. I'm all over the place right here, man. So I'm gonna get on off of here. Blessings to y'all. Yep. What do we say right here? With money towards the community. Exactly. I see you about to start a whole other show up. The circulation of the dollar. Dr. Claude Anderson. Right? The circulation of the dollar. What happens? We get the money and it immediately goes to another community. And it doesn't go into our community. It doesn't build up our community. That's why our community is raggedy. A lot of the areas. So we don't want to have a raggedy community. So we are forced, in order to have a better quality of life, a lot of times move to what dominant society is. Right? I remember doing Little League, man, in the hood, man. Man, it was such a joy, you know. But to be honest, we ain't have all of the equipment, right? One catcher set, you know, right? So many bats, so many balls, so many this, so many that. Boys can play though, right? Raw talent, but they didn't have. Then we go to some other communities and you see banners all on the gates of the different sponsors, and they had the top-notch equipment. I kid you not, the top-notch equipment, right? Training in the off season when it's cold outside, they inside. Good, right? So I'm saying we need those different businesses. JLJ, what's going on? JLJ, thank you. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. We need those different businesses to fund our different projects in our community, right? We need those different banks to fund our small businesses, fund our ideas, right? We need some business people to come together and do a Shark Tank in the hood, pretty much, right? Not in the hood, but you're gonna have your stuff together because we're gonna just fund you. Like, I'll pay you back, man. Nah. When I end up going to the boat, my money, like, nah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have a solid idea for real. But you know how we do. We borrow money and be like, man, I'm gonna give it back, bro. And then don't answer the phone when it's time to pay it back. You know how we do. We got to get our integrity up. We got to get rid of our rejection. We got a lot, man. We working. We're gonna be all right. Anyway, um, pray for me. I'm definitely gonna be consistent, right? And every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central, we're gonna do this. We're gonna build, we're gonna talk, we're gonna have a panel on here, we're gonna talk about all kind of stuff. So we definitely gonna get in here and get this going. But anyway, we praying for one another, we being kind to one another as far as the rejection, right? The things that we deal with as a people. We got to pump the brakes and don't assume so much. You know, some people might be snappy or upset. We don't know what they've been through or what they're going through, right? And so we pump the brakes, you know, and sometimes it's not even personal. Sometimes people talk spicy. It ain't even towards us, right? They dealing with unfamiliar spirits. They're dealing with different things, different pressures and stress. You know how I get. We all been there, done that. So show a little grace this week. Bless each other. You're blessed to be a blessing. And we're going to encourage one another, and we're going to help each other through this rejection. We are dealing with trauma and different things like that. Not to be a victim, victim Victoria or victim Victor. Not that. But to say, I'm all right when you're not is not all right. Say that again. To say, I'm all right when you're not is not all right. We have to ask the Most High for discernment on how to serve and help one another. Right? Cool. Elephant Man Podcast Network, Grown Man Conversation dealing with elephants in the room. I am out. Perfect.